Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be showing you how to make this yummy pasta salad. But before we get into it, make sure you give this a thumbs up and subscribe and comment down below what other types of cooking tutorials you would like to see next. And let's get into it. So to start off with, you're going to need a pot, a large dish for storage, a mixing bowl, a cutting board, and a knife. Now for your ingredients, you're going to need pasta, Italian dressing, peppers, pepperoni, crumbled goat cheese, and cheese cubes. Now the first thing you're going to do is fill your pot with water and put it on the stove. Once it's boiling, you're going to add your pasta. Now, for the purposes of this recipe, I used about 3 cups just because I like it so much, and yeah. Now here you can see the cup overfilled a little bit, so for the 3rd cup, I'm only going to fill it part way. And then I'm going to pick up the pasta that I dropped. Next, you want to be sure and grab a spoon and go ahead and stir your pasta just to keep it from clumping as it cooks. And don't forget to set a timer according to the box directions so that you know when your pasta will be done cooking. Now that your pasta is done, you want to drain it. Next, we are going to transfer the pasta to our mixing bowl. Next, we're going to get started with our other ingredients. So here we have these orange, yellow, and red mini sweet peppers. These are just from Aldi. So we're going to go ahead and open those up and get started. Now, when I'm making pasta salad, I usually like to just use one of each color of these peppers because that always comes out to be the perfect amount for the salad that I'm making. Now to start off with, I'm just going to slice off the top of the pepper, and then I'm going to slice it in half down the middle. Then I'm going to remove the seeds. Next, I like to slice the pepper in half down the middle on both the sides that I cut already. And from there, I'm just going to slice each section into small pieces like so. Now that I've finished with the yellow pepper, I'm just going to do the same thing with the red pepper. And again with the orange pepper. Now you'll notice here that I forgot to slice those two sections in half again and just went right to slicing them into smaller pieces. And I realized this once I was done, and I was able to remedy this by simply slicing the smaller pieces in half. Okay, so now that we are done slicing up our peppers, it is time to move on to the next ingredient, which is going to be our pepperoni. Now, these are also from Aldi, as is everything I will be using in this recipe today. Now, for my pepperoni, I like to use scissors to slice them into the smaller pieces, but if you prefer to use a knife, that is completely up to you. You can also buy miniature pepperoni at the grocery store, but I didn't see any at Aldi where I was shopping for all of this, so I just opted to cut them into quarters. But whatever you want to do is up to you. Okay, so now that we are done with our pepperonis, it is time to move on to our cheese cubes. So we're gonna go ahead and cut these open, and these are just the regular cheddar ones, but I'm sure if you prefer pepper jack or mozzarella, that would be yummy as well. You can also use mini mozzarella balls if you prefer. I have done that as well, and it tasted really yummy. Now, what I like to do for these, and this is completely optional, is I like to use the scissors and cut them in half because I find that they are a little chunky for the pasta salad, the size that they are straight out of the bag. But again, this is up to you. And now that we are done slicing and cutting all of our ingredients, it is time to transfer the pasta to the dish we set aside for storage. Now, I realized pretty quickly here that I had underestimated the amount of space I needed for the dish, so yeah. We are just going to dump the pasta right back into our mixing bowl and just go from there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our Italian dressing. Now I'm just going to use up this mostly used bottle before I open the new one you saw at the beginning of the video. And I just like to eyeball it, make sure you coat the pasta evenly, and you can always add more later. So I like to stop and stir it up and give it a little bit of a taste test and see how I like it before I add any more. So that's what we're going to do here. And it came out perfect. So we are good to go. Alright, and next we are going to add in the rest of our ingredients. And here I'm starting with the pepperoni. Now, I like to separate all of it and make sure none of it is stuck together because I want an even mix and I don't want everything clumped together in my pasta. I also like to do one ingredient at a time, again, just to make sure that everything is thoroughly mixed, and that way I can also make sure if I need more of any specific ingredient before I'm done with the pasta. Okay, now that we are done mixing in our pepperoni, it is time to move on to the next ingredient, which for me was the cheese cubes. Now, of course, it doesn't matter what order you're doing the ingredients in. I'm just showing you the way that I did it for this video. Now that the cheese is all mixed in, we're going to do the peppers. Now, here I am doing them by hand rather than scraping them in with the knife, just because that helps me make sure that I don't get any seeds or anything that I don't want in my pasta salad. Okay, now that everything has been thoroughly mixed, it is time to add our goat cheese. Now, you can also add feta cheese. I've done that before and it has been really yummy. But for this particular version of this recipe, I'm going to add goat cheese. Now, I'm just going to start with a couple spoonfuls because goat cheese can be a little strong. So I'm going to start with just a couple spoonfuls and then I will mix it in and I will see how it looks and then I will add some more if I need to. Now you do want to be careful both when spooning the goat cheese out of the container and when stirring it into the pasta salad, just because it is very soft and it's easy to mush the crumbles together if you're not careful. Now here I did decide to add in one more spoonful just because it looked like it needed a little bit more, and I do love me some goat cheese. Now that we are done with our pasta salad, it is time to put it in the fridge to chill for a few hours. Alright, so it is dinner time and we're eating the pasta salad. I think it came out great. What did you think, babe?
It's good.
Yeah?
We should make it again.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite ingredient that I put in? Pepperoni?
Yeah. And the cheese.
Which cheese though? The goat cheese or the cube cheese?
Yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Did I put a good amount of goat cheese in there?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it came out great, you guys. So yeah, and the hubs likes it, so good deal.